going to Sheikh Yahya. Sheikh Wilder spoke about addiction, and this brings me to the question: how do you deal with your innermost desire, your nafs? How do you deal with it, and how do you find a balance between good and evil?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Before speaking, I just wanted to congratulate the people of Nigeria. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. In the little time that I was able to spend, whether traveling through airports from Abuja to here, or seeing, MashaAllah, the warmth of some of you as we were upstairs in the markets, there is a sense of Islam that exists among you that is natural Islam. Meaning an Islam of your culture, an Islam of your habits, an Islam of your behavior that is very rare. Many places that we visit, the Islam that is found is a book's Islam. People telling you what to do, what not to do. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase your commitment to Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the ulama of Nigeria. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase the barakah that you have here and provide for you a way to share it with others. Allahumma ameen. Allahu Akbar. Allahi barak feekum. You and I as human beings are made up of three parts. We are a physical part, badan. Everything that is around us, that is a part of this earth, is connected to each other. As I sit in front of you, 70% of me is what is in this bottle, H2O, water. You and I, minha khalaqnakum, Allah says, from the earth we were created. Your physical nature, Allah has given us answers for it in giving us Islam. Islam is a physical practice of submission to Allah. Everything that is Islam is meant to make tahdeeb of your physicality. You stand up in prayer, you wake up out of your bed before the sun rises, you have to fast to be hungry, you have to give physically zakah, you cannot do it by work in kind, you have to go to perform the hajj, it's physical. But you are also a rational, intellectual being. You've been given aql. The word aql, it means that which holds you back, that which imprisons you, that which restricts you from what will bring you shame. And whenever a human being does something that is shameful, we give them names of animals because they've acted physically like animals. If you live an animalistic life, then you're living just with your badan. Today, medical science, they can take a valve out of a pig's heart, sew it into a human heart, and with a concoction of medication, you will live. The pig's heart is the same size as ours, genetically very similar. But what separates us is not just the aql, is we have more than that. The aql, therefore, is meant to have you not act with greed. When somebody's greedy, back home in America, in Canada, we say, stop acting like a pig. When somebody is disgusting, you say, you know, don't use these, you sound like a donkey, a'azzakumullah. Even Allah, in the Quran, He says, don't raise your voice, don't be loud in your anger. Inna ankara al-aswati la sawtul hamir. The worst of noises to be made, of words to be spoken, is what sounds like the braying of a donkey. The aql is meant to hold us back. So Allah gave us iman. You know, there's Islam, then there is iman. Iman is all intellectual. يؤمنون بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر والقدر, and to believe in fate, خيره وشره. All of it is a mental exercise. I find myself in hardship. I've lost wealth. A family member has passed away. I've been blessed from a place, I don't know how I got all this money. It's qadar. What is your iman? There is rida and contentment with Allah in the good days and the bad, in the happiness, in the sorrow, in the ease and in the discomfort. Iman is that you believe in Allah when it's difficult. يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. They haven't seen. وَبِالنَّبِيِّ, haven't heard his voice, haven't stood behind him in prayer, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But yet you love him more than your father, your mother. You and I are willing to die for that kalima. La ilaha illallah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Rasulullah. But you do not just stop at your mind and body. You are a third part, which is the nafs and the ruh. So Allah gave us ihsan. Islam is for the body. Iman is for the mind. Ihsan and ta'abud Allah ka'annaka tarah. It's you worship Allah, you live with Allah as if you see Him in front of you. وَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ تَرَاهُ فَإِنَّهُ يَرَاكَ. But you know you do not see Allah in this life, but you know that Allah sees you and hears you and knows you wherever you are. Ihsan is that your soul controls your mind, which controls your body. The aim and the purpose of the question is how do we begin to increase our ability to push back against immorality. It has to be that cascading, elevating order. You must, my dear sister, my dear brother, begin with the foundation of Islam. Islam and Iman are separate from each other when utilized in the same sentence. قالت الأعراب آمنا. The Arabs, they came hurriedly, they said, we're believers. قل لم تؤمنوا. No. ولكن قولوا أسلمنا. You are Muslim. ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم. Islam brings stability to the mind and then the soul. There can be no reform of the soul if you cannot push your blankets off you before Fajr. There can be no reform of your habits if you do not wish to engage with the qabul of what Allah ordered and what Allah forbade, and put Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as your uswa al-hasana, the best of your examples. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us khayran baraka, insha'Allah. My topic, insha'Allah, tomorrow at around this time is called the architecture of rida, of contentment. And it is entirely about this topic, about how you and I can reform our soul that can help us overcome our mind and our urges and cravings, and that can help us restrict our body from that which is haram. أعاننا الله وإياكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. جزاك الله خير الشيخ. بارك الله فيك.